A terrorism case busted on American soil. Tonight, a 23-year-old man is in jail in Sacramento on a federal terror-related charge. He is one of 5 people taken into custody just today.
This investigation spans 3 different cities. Along with the arrest in Sacramento, 1 person was arrested in Houston on similar charges, and 3 others are in custody in Milwaukee in connection with the investigation. But federal officials say those charges are not related to national security. Awais Mohammed Yunus Al-Jayab is charged with lying to federal agents about his connections to terrorism.
And the 23-year-old Iraqi refugee moved to the U.S. in 2012. Tonight, he's in jail in Sacramento. KCRA 3's Tom Miller is live after learning much more about the suspect. Tom?
Investigators say Al-Jayab traveled overseas to fight alongside terrorists, and then once back in the United States, he worked to communicate with them via social media, hoping to return. In the indictment, it says that he is bragging about killing and hoping to do more. The U.S. attorney charged Awais Al-Jayab with making a false statement involving international terrorism, saying he traveled to Syria to fight with terrorists and then concealed it from immigration authorities. In 2013, investigators say Al-Jayab wrote online he couldn't wait to get to Syria and was eager to see blood. Later writing to someone about a machine gun, "God willing, you will have your chance to shoot. The most shots I made with it in my life was the biggest battle I participated in. 7 magazines in one breath, just shooting, spraying, spraying."
I was really surprised. I mean, maybe he would get angry at times, but he would never say anything related to terrorism or anything like that. I mean, he was a nice, decent person to me.
This man, who asked to remain anonymous, said he met Al-Jayab here in Sacramento. Both are Iraqi refugees. He was surprised to find FBI agents at his home just hours ago.
They asked me if I knew or suspected him of being in contact with a terrorist group, as far as they told me, because that's what they're saying that he did.
According to the complaint, Al-Jayab is a Palestinian born in Iraq who came to the United States in 2012. Between October 2012 and November 2013, while living in Arizona and Wisconsin, he communicated over social media about his intent to return to Syria to fight for terrorist organizations. James Maddock used to head up the Sacramento FBI agency that arrested Al-Jayab.
A lot of would-be terrorists like the glamour and the violence that's associated with it without perhaps thinking through the consequences of their actions.
As for Al-Jayab, when asked if he had ever been a member of any rebel group, if he had ever killed or helped kill a person, and if he had ever helped a terrorist group, he responded no. Al-Jayab is here at the Sacramento County Jail, where earlier he declined our interview request. He is being held without bail, and if convicted, he faces up to 8 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. He'll make his first court appearance tomorrow in federal court here in Sacramento at 2 in the afternoon. Reporting in Sacramento, I'm Tom Miller, KCRA 3 News.
And we'll continue to cover the story tomorrow. Tom, thanks.